spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise, and I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky.
It's not, in my view, it should be a fight with Tyson Fury. That's as big a behemoth, as big a commercial beat.
Fury erupted with anger, blasting the idea as nonsense. He thundered, "Usyk belongs in the ring with me, not wasting time on circus acts. MMA, he's never done it. He'd get smashed and his name buried in the mud."
I can bring him into a dogfight, and let's see if he can stand up to a 270-pounder, banging away at his body.
The shocking confirmation of Usyk versus Jake Paul in MMA. Calm but fearless, Usyk stunned fans by accepting Jake Paul's MMA call-out. He declared, "I am ready, ring, cage, it doesn't matter. If Jake wants this, I'll break him anywhere." His confidence sets the stage for chaos.
Paul came to the ring and make a face-off with you. Are you ready to go to the ring with Jake Paul? Sergey, are you ready to make this fight?
I'm ready to fight with Jake Paul.
On MMA rules? Yes, I'm ready, but I need to rest.
Зачекай, хай не поспілкується.
Eddie Hearn's disbelief echoed what every fan was thinking. The boxing world has turned upside down. Seeing the pound-for-pound king face off with a YouTuber-turned-fighter feels surreal. Madness or marketing genius, Jake Paul has forced his way into headlines once again.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on here?
You've got the pound-for-pound #1 facing off with Jake Paul in the ring. The world's gone mad. But fair play to Jake Paul. I mean, like, what's he even doing there? I mean, what's he doing in the ring? But what's he doing fighting Anthony Joshua?
Jake Paul explains why he truly wants Usyk in MMA. Jake Paul doubled down with pure bravado, calling Usyk the GOAT, one of the best of all time. Then he stunned everyone by insisting, "I should fight him in MMA." Our teams are already talking. It's reckless, bold, and vintage Jake Paul turning madness into a main event.
He's the GOAT. He's one of the best of all time. Like, seriously, silence everyone. That's why I said to him, zip it and throw the key away.
You weren't calling him out then, no? You weren't?
A little bit.
Fight him
In MMA. In MMA.
Okay.
I want to see Usyk in MMA. Our teams have already been talking about it. I think it would be just so much fun. And
Here the analyst admits Jake Paul's improvement and dedication, but quickly highlights the reality. He hasn't faced an elite opponent yet. The gap between progress and true championship level is massive, and against Usyk in MMA that inexperience would be brutally exposed.
No, seriously, I'm being serious. I think there's absolutely no way he can beat a world champion and become world champion. But I will say he's improving a lot. He's dedicated to the sport. I don't know how good he is because he hasn't really faced a real fighter yet. It's not his fault.
Johnny Nelson summed it up perfectly. Jake Paul is still green, he's in the early stages. His platform makes noise, but noise doesn't equal greatness. Against Usyk, skill and experience outweigh hype. For Nelson, this fight looks more business than genuine competition.
Let's just not be fooled. This guy's a young kid that's done brilliant in what he's done. But as a fighter and to be involved in fighting, he's green. He's still in the novice stages. But he has the platform to make enough noise for you and I to be talking about him. So if that's Jake Paul's opinion, that's his opinion. Everybody's got opinions. If they want to take it any further, it's obvious, it's business. You just think, oh, well, prove it.
Usyk himself responds to Jake Paul with surprising confidence. Usyk shocked everyone by confirming his readiness to fight Jake Paul under MMA rules. Calm, composed, and even playful, Usyk showed he's open to chaos. For fans, it's electrifying, the pound-for-pound king stepping into a circus challenge he doesn't need but clearly wants.
Paul came to the ring and make a face-off with you. Are you ready to go to the ring with Jake Paul? Sergey, are you ready to make this fight?
I'm ready to fight with Jake Paul.
On MMA rules? Yes, I'm ready, but I need to rest.
Зачекай, хай не поспілкується.
Johnny Nelson admits Jake Paul isn't terrible, but he's still a novice. Improving, yes. Dangerous, maybe. But compared to Usyk, the gulf is unbridgeable. It's like comparing a learner driver to a Formula One champion. The outcome, if this MMA fight happens, feels inevitable.
I actually think Jake Paul's not a bad little fighter. I actually think he's not a bad novice. He's just that a novice. I'd been flipping and flopping. I thought, I'm not going to do the same mistake.
Duke McKenzie didn't sugarcoat it, stepping in with Usyk under MMA rules. Could leave Jake Paul seriously hurt. This isn't entertainment anymore, it's danger. A fighter like Usyk, with timing, experience, and power, could dismantle someone still learning the ropes. McKenzie's warning reflects what many fear: Jake Paul's showmanship might turn into disaster. For fans, the stakes shift from spectacle to survival, and that's what makes this fight more controversial than exciting.
That man could be hospitalised and he may not. It could end really, really badly for him.
What does that mean then? Does that mean that whoever decides to put on this fight has to be a little bit careful about how they do it, or is
it depends in terms of the fight? I mean, you can have a choreographed exhibition with Mike Tyson on a Zimmer frame, and everyone gets paid. You can have him fighting Julio Cesar Chavez, who was disengaged and old.
Jake Paul laughs off the danger, doubling down on his bravado. Jake Paul brushed off every warning, repeating his mantra, "I want the smoke." His fearlessness is what draws attention, but it also highlights his recklessness. Calling out Usyk in MMA isn't bravado anymore, it's borderline madness. Paul frames it as a challenge, but for critics, it looks like overconfidence that could cost him badly. Still, this bold energy is why Jake Paul continues to dominate headlines, keeping the spotlight on himself even against elite champions.
James, would you fancy a fight with?
Oh yeah, I want the smoke. I want the smoke. I love a challenge. I think I could take more punches than that.
Well, we got an exclusive there. Jake Paul wants Oleksandr Usyk. We'd love to see it. Thank you, Jake.
Hey, let's run it. MMA, boxing, whatever you want.
Carl Froch ripped into Jake Paul with no hesitation. For Froch, this isn't a contest, it's a mismatch that ends brutally. His blunt message: Jake Paul will get flattened, game over. Coming from a respected ex-world champion, these aren't empty words, they're reality checks. Froch captures the frustration many purists feel. Circus fights make noise but risk damaging boxing's credibility. Against Usyk, Jake wouldn't just lose, he'd be embarrassed. That's why Froch's take resonates so strongly.
But actually now, Jake Paul has got to think about what he's doing next. If you're that good and you think you're clever, why don't you fight Usyk? Oleksandr Usyk, he'll fight you. Let's see how that works out for you. You get fucking flattened.
Next, Gareth A. Davis paints a bigger picture about how shocking this spectacle could become. Gareth A. Davis highlights the spectacle potential. If this fight happens, it won't just be a contest, it'll be a moment etched in combat sports history. The idea of Jake Paul stepping into Usyk's world against all odds has drama written all over it. Whether fans view it as a circus or a serious challenge, the stakes are huge. Shock value sells, and this fight would deliver plenty of it. For Davis, that's why the hype isn't fading anytime soon.
Is it happening or not? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I want it to happen here. All the odds stacked against me. I believe that I will beat him and shock the world and create one of the biggest upsets in boxing history.
Duke McKenzie warned fans and promoters alike not to treat this like child's play. He reminded everyone there's a difference between the business of selling fights and the reality of fighting itself. With Usyk's skill and pedigree, the risk for Jake Paul goes beyond losing. It's about safety. McKenzie's perspective grounds the hype in harsh truth. What seems like fun and games could spiral into something dangerous. In his eyes, the conversation around this fight feels too casual for what's truly at stake.
That's quite a concern, isn't it? I mean, that should be the forefront of everybody's mind.
I think so. There's the fight business, and then there's the fight game, and the way they're talking about it, they're talking about like.
Eddie Hearn summed up the reality in one sharp statement: Jake Paul may be better than a few professionals, but he'll never be world class. That's the dividing line between spectacle and legacy. Paul can talk big and sell fights, but against Usyk, the smoke vanishes. Hearn's verdict mirrors the whispers across boxing. Clout will get you attention, but class will always win fights. And that's where Jake Paul hits a wall. His hype creates headlines, but against pound-for-pound elites, it creates only danger.
But the proof will be in the pudding. I don't believe. By the way, I've said that I think Jake Paul is better than some fighters, but I don't believe you will ever get close.
This entire saga has turned into something nobody expected. The idea of Jake Paul stepping into an MMA cage with Oleksandr Usyk feels like a clash of two different worlds colliding. On one side, you have Jake Paul, bold, fearless, and hungry for attention, building a brand by defying limits. On the other, Usyk, pound-for-pound greatness, a man who has conquered boxing's biggest names and now entertains an outrageous challenge just to prove his fearlessness. Add Tyson Fury's explosive anger, and suddenly, this story isn't just about Jake and Usyk, it's about boxing's credibility, its future, and its very identity. Some call it madness, others call it genius, but one thing's certain, if this happens, it will be unforgettable. Now the question is, should Usyk risk his legacy for Jake Paul's circus, or is it Jake who's walking straight into humiliation? Tell us what you think in the comments. Whose side are you on?